Hi, this is Stuart Keogh, and today we are going to talk about Gimkit. So, what Gimkit is a quiz learning game for students and teachers. It was created by a student who decided the way that he was learning wasn't working for him and created this game and is now running the company with some employees and adding to it every month. So the biggest difference between a game like Gimkit and something like Kahoot or Quizzes is that within Gimkit, the students earn virtual currency that they can use within the game for different perks, power-ups, things like that. So for instance, if a kid answers a lot of questions correctly, they can then either boost their own performance or they can hinder another classmate by freezing their screen or blurring their screen, anything like that. It's incredibly easy to use. My first one took me 25, maybe 30 minutes to set up. It's got a great mobile design. It's accessible through all mobile platforms, and it's very highly customizable. It can really fit the needs of your classroom. So let's go ahead and explore Gimkit. First thing we'll do is log in. I'm just going to continue with Google. I'll go ahead and sign in with my account. I did that off screen so you guys couldn't see that, but I just logged in. So the first thing you'll see is that I have two kits. To make a new kit, you strictly just click on the new kit button. But I can go ahead and edit this one right here and show you guys how we add questions. So again, very, very easy to use. All I would want to do to add a question, I'll go ahead and edit this one, and I can add a question. What is 2 plus 2? And then I can change whichever answer I'd like to be correct or incorrect. So let's add 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is my correct answer. It's really that easy. I can add a photo, I can add audio if I'd like, I can add text input. So there is some customization. As far as advanced question formats, the most they're going to get here is multiple choice or text input. So there's not matching or ordering or anything like that, but there is the option for a text input question. So we just add that question. We've now added it. If you are curious to see if there's other questions available already made, you can look at the question banks, and then you can search. Let's say we want to look at addition, see what is here. So again, there's some addition questions already made. We could add all of these questions or select some of them and go ahead and add them to our kit right here. So when we are ready, we hit finish kit. So within this, really the next step is just to hit play. So when we hit play, much like a Kahoot or a Quizzes, it'll lead us to this screen, and this is where we can really do some customization that's right for our class. So the basic model is free for Gimkit. There's also a paid version that you can pay lump sum at $4.99 a month, so I think it's around $60 for a year, or there's also a $9.99 if you pay monthly. There's campus licenses available as well, and that'll unlock a little bit more customization for you. But you have a couple options from the start, even with the basic, which is what I have. So you can have classic, where students compete individually. You can have a team mode. They also introduce modes by the season. So they had a zombie mode, and Halloween they had like a holiday theme around Christmas time. And they definitely come out with different modes and models, backgrounds, music, themes, all of that according to the season to make it fresh and relevant to the kids, so it's not the same thing. You have a couple of different game goals. The first one that a lot of people do is time. Within time, you select how much time you want the kids to answer the questions. So if you have 10 questions, you give them 10 minutes. It'll repeat those questions over and over again for the students. So the best case scenario is if they've missed one, they get a chance to revisit it. Otherwise, the kids do get a chance to see those questions again. The good thing is if you have enough questions in there, you maybe have a 5-minute timer. With 60 questions, there's no way they'll get through all those questions, and as it randomly assigns them to the students, there's definitely some variation and a lot of practice for them. The last one, or second one rather, would be race, which it's the first to get to the cash goal would win. So that's an option as well. I like time a little bit better. That gives every student an opportunity to answer questions and spend about the same amount of time. That way it's also easy to adjust your lesson so you know exactly how long you're going to spend on this. And the other one is a class where everyone's trying to get to a total amount of money as fast as you can. So you can change starting cash, which is how much they'll start with. Again, the cash they earn when they answer questions correctly, and that can be used to purchase power-ups or themes and backgrounds and other things like that. The power-ups can either help them or they can hinder a a classmate. Handicap is how far low you want them to go, because if they miss questions, they also lose money. You can allow them to check their answers if you'd like. You can turn the music on or off. allow students to join in late. And again, you can turn on or off power-ups if you want to, and you can also make it so that they can only use the power-ups that benefit them and don't hurt their students. Again, very, very easy to build. I just showed you guys how to add a question. You could have added a whole bunch of addition questions there very, very quickly. As you're ready to get started, if we do the time right here, all we would hit is continue. It's going to bring up this code. The students will just go to gimkit.com/play. They'll enter this code, and as you'll see, their names will appear right here. I went ahead and ran a practice game with our math team. I'll show you guys how that looks now. So let's go ahead and look at what all of these screens will look like. So these 3 screens I have on the top right, bottom right, and bottom left are all student views that I had our math teachers go ahead and screen record while we played a game. And the top left is my screen. So the big takeaway here, you'll see all your student names as they log in, so you can make sure everybody's there. I encourage you letting them use their own name, so again, you can keep track of data, and we'll talk about that all at the end. But it's really great once they get going, and I'll fast forward through some of them. But as you'll see on the student views, they'll start to earn money as they answer questions correctly. As they get more streaks and answer more questions correctly, they'll earn more money. As they get into the game a little bit more, they will be able to go into the shop and purchase all the perks and things we've talked about, like freezing an opponent, blurring an opponent's screen, increasing the amount of money they earn per question, and just different things like that. On the teacher screen, you'll be able to see that it'll give you notifications of what's happening, who's in first place. If somebody uses a power-up, you'll also have the ability to freeze. If a student's getting way too far ahead, you can freeze them, you can blur their screen, you can take away some money, you can give money to other people in order to kind of level the playing field a little bit. But your hub right here will kind of tell you everything that's going on, give you progress of all of the game, as well as a little running dialogue. Again, as we start to go, this teacher gets in the shop. Again, the easiest ones right here, the money per question, streak bonus. This one will damage, it'll protect in case you, it's an insurance in case you miss one, and then multiplier, every dollar you get is multiplied. So there's those, as well as ones that can hinder. If you look here on this one, that they'll start looking around at some perks as well in order to make their gameplay a little bit more fun. Their running total of how much money they have is in the top right corner. So again, some different things they can purchase here: blur another screen, deflect all harmful power-ups, gift money to other people, free screens, reuse your powers a second time, and as the student finishes, they got second. So you'll see as yours finishes, sorry about that, it'll go ahead and post who won with how much money they had. So at this point, there are a couple important things you can do. The first is to play the game again if the kids want to. The most important is this view report button up here. And let's go ahead and look at what that says. So with the view report, you'll be able to look at 3 different things. The first one is overall how each student did. So if you have them have their whole names in here, you can check on which questions, how many they got right, how many they got wrong. If you're looking at a single standard, that's pretty powerful. If your standard's a bit mixed, that doesn't give you too much great data, but it's still pretty important there. The other is a general overview of the quiz or the practice. Again, not as much there, but if all of your students did poorly, it might be an opportunity to reteach. But the most important one for me is a question breakdown, and you can look at all the questions and see how they did. If there's one that's standing out, that's a great opportunity to reteach right there, and I love that. The other thing I love about this is you can send it home with students. They can work on it their own. You can give it to them as homework, and they don't have to be in your classroom, so that's a lot of fun for them as well. But I hope you enjoy this. I hope this is something that's practical and useful in your classroom. A lot of students love it. Our teachers loved it. They really got into it, and I saw just them having a great time learning. So thanks and good luck.